Good evening, campers. It's me, Kieran, and today we are going to talk about Tochi Onyebuchi's Goliath. Onyebuchi has been a finalist for many sci-fi novels and has won awards for his previous novel, Riot Baby. I read this as part of the Booker Boy Book Club TBR Tackle, and if you don't know what that is, I will leave some links down below. Please do join us. You just gotta read one book a month, and I know you could do that. Goliath takes place, possibly, there's a running theme throughout this review, in 2050, the not-so-distant future, where the rich and the privileged, i.e. white people, have left Earth after a nuclear fallout to go to space colonies. With the knowledge that this is speculative fiction, you know that there's going to have to be a clear juxtaposition. Therefore, the poor and the underprivileged, i.e. the people of colour, have to stay on Earth. Although some white people are coming from the space colonies back to Earth in order to gentrify it. That is the story of Goliath. That is what you need to know. Where do I even begin? This book has been described, I don't know if it's been marketed as it, but I don't even think it should be described in any way, shape or form as a biblical epic. This book is just shy of 300 pages, and considering the length I assume you would need to be an epic, I mean, Twilight is nearly twice the size of that. I don't think we call that the vampire epic. Please, do we call it the vampire epic? No, you know what? No, we're going to call it a vampire epic. I don't care. They're characters. There's so many characters. There's too many characters. But some of them have biblical names. One of the most important characters isn't even named. Goliath, David, and Goliath. You know where this book is going, but you don't have to read it, people. Some of you might be asking, Kira, with that little snide remark, are you saying that Onyebuchi is too on the nose, that he's too apt with his metaphors? Let me explain. Goliath is not a plot-driven book. People call it character-driven, but to call it driven is an insult to the automotive industry, I would say. They're characters and they go about their day, but the structure of this is so all over the place. What doesn't help is that Onyebuchi won't even tell you if you're moving forward, backward, or if you're in the exact same time period. It's down to the reader to figure that out. But I have to say, this is the most unpleasant reading experience I have recently encountered. Not only are the slice of life segments of all these different characters absolutely mundane and boring. Someone's gonna mention world building. What's the world building like? I mean, I understood what was going on. Does that constitute as world building? Come on, science fantasy people. Like, does that constitute as world building? World build is just another name for description. Get over it. Goliath is this paradoxical enigma where something can jump around so much yet be so meandering. In characters, the main plot points, the main themes are just swamped in this cacophonous mess that doesn't propel the story. It just muddies the water. And the water is indeed muddy because there has been a nuclear fallout. And the majority of the voices that you are going to hear are from the stackers, people who are taking resources from Earth and sending it back up to the colony. And throughout oh, I can't laugh. I can't. Kieran, get through it. You can get through it, Kieran. You can do this. Throughout nuclear fallout, the only main positive is that the legacy of Pusha T remains. Oh, no. I'm so hashtag Team Beige, it hurts. Oh, it's not even that funny. But the spitball from that, the colloquialisms, the vernacular that are being used is very now. It's very present, which does slightly jar with the fact that they are black bloods, which are people who have moved into a transhuman experience. And I feel as though I have to go down cliche here. Goliath wants its cake and eat it. It wants to be a scathing criticism of the current system in America. By the way, this is so Americo-centric that I would be interested to see other people like me who are not American read it. I think this is going to resonate more with Americans than anyone else. But at the same time, because this is speculative fiction set in a future, I mean, it's 30 years. This is 30 years. That some of the references of what's going on just feel a bit... I'm going to be a bit crude here in my analogy, but if you were reading a book set in the current day but was making references to the 1990s, if all the characters started saying things like, "Cowabunga, dude," and "Wow, that's so rad," just be like, what's going on here? It's really off kilter. I don't think it knows where it wants to go. Again, there's a vague plot. At the end, dare I say, people, is a bit, and what? Can't even describe the reading experience of this. Again, I understand, because I don't think Onyebuchi has the answers, and I don't think this book is there to provide answers. It's there to provoke. It's there to want a discussion, but I don't think just by bamboozling your reader of where you are, and then for the third section, there's a change in tone, there's a change in structure, there's a change in form as you move into interviews of an unnamed man, which is, it's kind of like the keystone to the story. You have to read the third part in order to understand why everything is the way that it is. But at that point, it was too late. I kind of stopped caring. Didn't really care to see where the puzzle pieces all fit. And when they do, it's a bit like, oh, okay, that's nice. I didn't get any... No, I didn't particularly enjoy this. It's a 3 out of 10. I said, we're going like good sci-fi, because I feel as though I've been let down in recent times. I need some like good sci-fi. Can someone let me know, please? Because I will read it. I just need some good sci-fi in my life.